Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you guys are having a good first few days of spring. Dude, look at this. Literally as soon as winter was over, all the snow on the driveway melted. The sun has been out. You can hear animals making sounds and someone building a house over there. It feels good. And obviously I got a million things I want to do now that I can actually move some cars around a little bit easier and we have no more snow. But I was looking at this thing this morning and we have a mod that we have been putting off for a little bit too long, but for a good reason. So we actually just came back from a little weekend trip. We spontaneously went over to Mount Tremblant in Quebec. So the Jeep is like freshly cleaned up because Quebec tried to absolutely murder it. It is looking hella fresh right now, and I think today is the perfect day to get this done. This is actually something that I've wished I've had many times. You guys know that everything we've been doing on the Jeep has a purpose. Like, we're building this thing to be an adventure machine. We haven't really done anything for no reason yet, and this is probably one of the only real mods that you need to have, or you really should have, on like an adventure machine like the Jeep. We're talking bumper and winch, baby. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it took me 15 minutes to carry this box from my front door to my back garage. It is so heavy. But dude, check it out. So we got the Rugged Ridge Venator stubby front bumper, and we got the Rugged Ridge Trekker 10 winch. I am super stoked on this. This is one of my favorite bumpers for the JL, or I guess obviously the Gladiator as well. And like you guys have seen actually in a couple videos, a winch is something that, especially for me, because I'm the kind of person that likes to go do an adventure on a Tuesday afternoon and no one is ever gonna be able to come with me. But even aside from that, even if like you're with friends or whatever, but now that I have this thing, there's so many times where I just wish I had one. The amount of times there's been like a cool trail or just like a little bit of a sketchy situation and I'm alone, or I'm super far from home. Like I said, we were just in Quebec for the weekend. We're like over 8 hours away. The last thing I want to do is take this thing somewhere, get it stuck, not be able to get myself out. At best, I have Courtney with me. She's really just a cheerleader at that point though. As much as I actually like the look of this front bumper, now that we got the 35s on here, we can go ahead, throw the stubby bumper on. It won't look completely ridiculous. So needless to say, I'm very stoked for this. Check this out. I feel like you can't plan this stuff. Look at that. That literally, it's not the same, but it goes so well with the gray on the Jeep and really well with the gray on the suspension as well. Dude, this is sick. This is the skid plate. The whole bumper's not great. We got tons of pieces for this. So I guess it's kind of gonna be hard for you guys to get an idea of this bumper because it comes in so many pieces. Obviously the main and heaviest piece in the whole box is this guy right here. This is the winch brackets and also where you bolt on these hooks to. So this is like the main beefiness of the actual bumper. I think this is gonna do a perfect job, but I didn't realize it would be this hard to show you guys what we're working with. So I guess first things first, let's get the Jeep in here and get the stock plastic boy out. So this is the plastic boy that I was saying gets replaced with this actual, more of a skid panel. This is more of like an air dam. And as far as the bumper, I think it's actually just like these little nuts back here on the studs. Oh, there it goes. That sucks. Okay. Alright, well that actually, like you guys saw, comes off too easy, dude. The fog light wire runs through the metal piece, like between the metal piece and the plastic, and the fog lights unplugged themselves. That's why it came crashing down. So I just unplugged it from the main harness so I can yank it from behind the metal, but that's actually super easy. There's literally just 4 studs that hold the whole thing on, and then it comes flying off when you let it go, so that's good. And this boy looks super ugly. Actually kind of looks like an old like CJ kind of with just the stub front end. That is cool. I'm pretty sure that's all you have to take off. Like, I'm pretty sure it's that easy. These fog lights are chilling here. You guys are gonna notice, so I'm gonna point it out, these fog lights aren't rusting, it's the bolt. The bolt just completely died. I guess it wasn't like a good enough grade for the winter. Now that guy was obviously super easy. This is gonna be a little bit more just because there's a lot of pieces. Like this whole box, I think it's just full of little brackets and stuff. Like this is a fog light holder bracket, I believe, because we gotta change how everything mounts up in there. That actually might be one thing we have to work on a little bit because I don't know if it's designed to work with pods like that. I think it's designed to work with the actual OEM light. We pretty much just gotta get this guy opened up, and then everything kind of bolts onto this. Dude, this thing weighs 1,000,000 pounds. But there it is. So this is basically like the winch tray, and then you can see this is like the 4 holes that line up there that were the studs on the back of the bumper. And then like I said, everything pretty much just bolts onto this. So this, the winch will bolt onto here, top piece will bolt on, skid plate will bolt on. And I'm kind of excited because I've never, ever installed a winch before. And it's always cool to do something you've never done. These are mounting brackets, I'm pretty sure, for the skid plate. These are mounting brackets for the top portion of the bumper. These ones are for the sport. And then these are just regular fog light adapters. So it looks like they want you to do this. And then if you had the OE fog light, it would bolt right through there. If you have the sport fog light, it would bolt through this, and you would put the sport has the 3 holes in the back. It would just kind of like adapt into there. So you'd have something like this going on. Fire a quick bolt through this. So let's see, that's there. Oh, you know what? We might be able to reuse this bracket right here. Honestly, I don't know, but we're gonna make something work. That piece that you guys just saw me put in comes down and supports down here as well. This is for the skid plate to bolt to. Puts it on a nice angle. The stock one's kind of flat, but this is another support piece that goes to the back of the winch plate, which makes it officially rock solid. Oh my God. Bruh, I didn't even put the freaking hooks on. I just noticed because there's a hook cut here. I completely just disregarded that step. I guess let's put these things on that I forgot. That's so much better. These things are huge compared to the OEM ones, and you can see they actually have the little D-ring shackle holes right here. I did buy the red shackles. They match my wheels really nice. Unfortunately, they're not gonna be here for this video. I bought them while I was at the gym, and I just completely picked the wrong shipping option. This looks way better, and now it's time for the good stuff, boys. This is the Rugged Ridge Trekker 10. This is a 10,000 pound winch. It's got a 5.6 horsepower motor. You can see on the back, this thing weighs 5,000 pounds. This is all like your electrical connections and stuff. This is actually really cool that we're doing right now, because when we just put the 35s on, the Jeep squats a little bit towards the rear. The 35s are really heavy, and it's actually been like kind of leaning the Jeep back. So this is gonna really help to kind of offset that, bring everything just level. Random, but like it's gonna help. And this is a synthetic winch. And I didn't realize the synthetic cables was this cool dark color. This is really cool. I like the look of this a lot more than the traditional cable. Obviously, there's a plethora of reasons to go with the synthetic cable versus the regular cable. We're not gonna sit here and debate that. I'm gonna just say that the synthetic cable is way better. It's a lot safer. Yeah, you gotta clean it and maintain it a little bit, but in my opinion, the synthetic was the way to go 100%. So this cable is 85 feet long, which is insanely long. And this is, like I've been saying since literally some of the very first videos we ever made on the Jeep, this is the boy right here that is gonna become my like comfort zone for going and doing just stupid shit if I'm only with Courtney or whatever by myself. And not only that, but I've had to pull a couple people out of the ditch this year. You guys know that I live in Canada and the winters are terrible here. That's one thing I never really considered, is like, it's so hard to pull someone out of somewhere in a manual Jeep because you're just gonna destroy your clutch. So I have successfully pulled one guy out this winter. It helped because it was all snowy, so I could kind of slip my tires instead of slipping my clutch, but I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it. I don't like it. It's not good for the clutch. So this is actually extremely helpful, even not off-roading, but I can just rescue randos with this, but it's super cool to have. So in the box, we got a clamp. We got this red strap, which is actually fire. It's like they knew. We didn't plan this, I promise. But check this out. We got some wiring, some hardware here, and we also have the actual power unit boy. So that's gonna kind of like stick out of the top of the bumper, which is cool. And what's really cool is this guy has a wireless winch. Again, if I'm alone, this is the best part. This is why we get the things we get. If I'm alone somewhere and I'm trying to spot my Jeep, I can run around and like sit over here and look what's happening and winch a little bit. I could go over here, winch a little bit. I could get back in the Jeep, steer, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much better than having the cable and being limited to where the cable can and can't reach. So this thing is an absolute unit. I will leave a link, like I said, to Rugged Ridge below. You can check them out. And this dude is super easy to install. These little 4 square nuts. Jam those boys in here, a little something like this. That's actually super easy. One thing I actually didn't really think of, I was gonna try and wire this to like an aux switch just so you can have like an on-off. I know it doesn't matter, I just for some reason feel like I'd be more comfortable with an on and off switch so that I know that there's absolutely no power going to this thing unless I'm using it. But I wasn't thinking about the fact that this thing is like a 340 amp unit with huge cables. And I think the switch we have is a 40 amp. So what I might do is I'll just wire it right to the battery today, and then I think I have to buy like an interrupter for this and set it up that way, because there's no way that the switch is gonna be able to handle this. Now we just gotta find a spot to shove these somewhere down here that we can get when the hood's open. You definitely don't have to take the grill and the headlight out, do the wiring. I just did it because I was a little concerned with putting this too close to anything that was hot. Just in case you guys want to do this too, I got this wired up to this fog light thing here to keep it away from the rad. Then it sneaks up in this bracket here, and you can see I got like 3 different zip ties through this hole in this bracket to keep this away from the power steering pump, which is right here. Then it runs up, kind of down near the airbox, goes in between the airbox and the firewall, and then they spit out right here. But that's it, super simple. Dude, we're almost done. This is like so easy. The rest is an absolute cakewalk. You just take this boy here, which is the skid plate. He does one of these. Then we can put the top piece on. All right, so this is what the bumper would look like, I guess, without that little overrider piece. It actually looks really sick. We did pick up the overrider, so I am gonna throw it on because I just realized that it's supposed to go in the same bolt holes that I just put those bolts in. Everybody just remember, keep the cable clear to avoid injury, and we'll be good. Now we are back to this. So this goes, I guess this is actually this side. Now this is what makes this the actual stubby bumper. You can get the Venator that has an actual like little piece that goes right here. I'm a huge fan of stubby bumpers, but the other one does look pretty cool. Like if you're into full bumpers, the other, like just the full version of this Venator bumper is really cool. Now that everything is officially bolted up, that's our issue, is that it sits way too far back inside of there. Nothing's gonna come through it. Do you have these, which I guess we should probably see kind of where exactly it's gonna want the light, because it is gonna want it set in a little bit. Piece is still a little loose. If it's at a little more forwards, like right there is where we want it. This is gonna require a slight DIY. Wish me luck. Not gonna lie, boys, I'm gonna have to say we nailed it. I literally just took the existing bracket. I bent this straight so that it would fit behind there because it didn't fit behind there. And then I just took a piece of aluminum and I just extended the platform. I also got new hardware and I cleaned up the bracket, you guys can see. That looked actually really sick when there was a little sneak peek. Let's see if we can recreate that as nice on the other side. Just when we thought we were gonna get a reveal, gotta wire this winch up. For now, it's gonna look a little goofy because like I told you guys, I wanna put an interrupter in here so I kinda have like a switch. So for now, I'm just gonna cross it over. All right, well, nothing's on fire yet, so that's good. This is terribly ugly, but it's gonna do for now. Dude, this looks so cool. And you know what? It's super weird because I was very set on that overrider. Like you can buy it with or without. I was super set on wanting it. I don't think it vibes with something on the Jeep. It might be the roof rack, which is like a weird thing to say, but when it was on there, it just, something with it and the rest of the Jeep didn't vibe. I don't know, but I took it off and I think it looks really, really, really good without it. And it looks really good with it. So I have it. I can change my mind back. Let me know what you guys think. Go down below and comment. But either way, dude, look how much better this looks. So this is why I didn't want to do it until we got the big tires on, because the stubby bumper basically leaves your entire tire exposed. So if we had the 33s, it would be a little dinky. Gray skid plate goes so well. And actually something I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I really like with the skid plate is it's only like 2 inches or so past that bolt. It doesn't really go far back. The stock one comes back like 6 inches or something. So when you're back here and you kind of get down, now you can see like the whole diff, you can see all like the arms and stuff underneath, whereas before you couldn't really see that. And then I put the rope on just for show because it goes with the wheels for now. I think this is more of like if you're, you know, off-roading, you can just grab this and pull it around. If you drop it or whatever, you grab the rope. Now we haven't blown the winch up by plugging it in. Now hopefully once we turn this on, everything works properly. You're supposed to hold both these down. Yeah, lights on. Unclip this boy. Okay, so if we want out. Beautiful baby. And does it bring us back in? Oh yes. Oh yes. Should we test it? The test is if the Jeep can pull itself to the tree, not if the Jeep can pull the tree down. Also, this remote is really cool because it auto turns itself off. I just picked it up and it was off. So if you forget, the battery's not gonna die. And like I was saying, the cool part is if I'm worried about like, say this rope and my Jeep is like somewhere like this, for example, I can stand all the way over here and I can winch it. How sick is this? It's almost too flat, it's gonna get carried away. I mainly just wanted to make sure that the winch didn't pull itself off the bumper. I know the winch is gonna work, it's brand new, but like, the bumper just went yeet, we might have an issue. This is actually huge for helping people. You know how many times I've wished I had a winch? So I could just pull someone out of the ditch instead of being like, bro, I can't help you, I have a clutch. They made it. These literally weren't supposed to be here for over another week, so I just decided like, we'll just make the video without them. So this is fire, dude. They're just Amazon Gear America shackles. I've never actually bought a pair of shackles before. I bought these ones because they had this little rubber insert. I wanted this just in case, you know, like they smack around a little bit, they won't actually chip anything or do any damage. So, and these are just good to have just for off-roading in general. Like when I clipped onto that strap, this would be ideal to put through that strap instead of just grabbing onto it. I got them in red because they go with the wheels, which is fire. Dude, this is sick. I actually jammed the bigger washer in here, so this actually doesn't move unless you like give it force. And then I rotated this up a little bit, so not only is it going to protect this if it does move, but it also gives this something to grab onto. I don't know if this is like a permanent solution or if this is just what I'm gonna do for now, but it's what I'm gonna do for now. This is semi-tight, so there's a little bit of slack on there. This shouldn't bounce around too much. These won't wiggle or rattle or do anything, and I actually think they look really good, dude. Like, they give a really cool vibe. And I actually went in here too. I don't know if you guys noticed at all in the video, but some things like this that I made completely died in the winter. It was like a little bit rusty, and I actually cleaned all this up, clear coated all that. Same with a couple of these pieces here. They were a little bit rusty. Same thing as the bolts on the lights, dude. It's always like just the cheap little hardware piece, like the one nut that starts rusting and just dirties everything. So if you guys noticed any yuckiness, I did spend the last hour or so just in here cleaning up pretty much everything that needed cleaning up. What I love about Jeeps, or at least building this Jeep, is that the simple necessity type things like a winch make me so happy, because I actually use this thing, and I actually use this Jeep every day, all the time. Modding cars is cool and all, but a lot of this stuff you do just for shits. Like, nothing in this car is like usable. It's just for fun. Everything on this Jeep is usable. Like, I'm excited because I'm gonna use this winch, and it's just like a whole different feeling when you're building a car that you're gonna use. And that's why I think I'm so in love with this Jeep. Next video, we have to go get this thing stuck and use the winch. Is that how this works? And be sure to comment and let me know if you guys think we should run that overrider or not. That's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys are just as stoked to go out and actually use this thing. Make sure you guys check out the link down below to Rugged Ridge, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and stay committed.